Alright, we got another game for you today, and I'm looking forward to casting this one for you here. It's Teutonic Fortress. He is back, and I can only expect... Really, Uzman? Really, Uzman? I literally just start the recording, and you just ruin it right off the bat. But you know what? We're going to roll with it. Thank you. If you do want to like and subscribe. I honestly think that this kind of strategy is quite interesting and quite fun. I will speed it up. Why? Because I know how long Teutonic Fortress tames tend to go. He goes for this turtle type strat, for those of you who don't know Teutonic Fortress, and he builds his ultimate, well, fortifications by means of spacing out his TCs and castle placement. You will see, as I surely know. He also does a lot of these weird little quirky things. For example, he always lures his boar with his scout, and I'll actually put that scout into the TC. Ooh, that was a weird boar lore. That is for sure lore. To heal it back up in a castle later on. He really cares about every individual unit, and I really like that about him. He also goes for the optimal defensive play. So notice how, for example, he puts his lumber camp here on the back so that he can wall here, and I wouldn't be surprised if he towered his wood line. Normally he towers his wood line as well as towering his stone. Let's just see. Oh, wow, this is a new little addition, a new little rivet that he has added. He always adds new little rivets to optimize his strategy. I believe he has hit 1200, almost 1300 elo at one point with this strategy, but he doesn't play very frequently. Right now we are playing at an even 1139. I guess I should mention that the opponent is playing as the Khmer. Khmer are a very dangerous opponent, as they can go for a super duper fast castle. There's a lot of builds that I have done in the past. For example, the 16 pop 12-minute night rush, where you fast castle, drop a stable, and get knights single stable production out as quickly as possible. You can also just go for super duper fast scout builds if you are a meta boy, or if you're not a meta boy, you can go even faster scouts with the 8 pipe pop scout rush. I believe this map is called Valley or something in that nature. It has all of the Ibexes in the center, red taking full advantage of that. One of the downsides of this strategy is that you give up map control, so if there are additional resources to grab, it's really easy for your opponent to take advantage of that, and might actually, no, okay, good. Keep it nice and safe. Farm around the TC, that's the way to be. Keep it nice and safe. Men at arms, they might be strong. Needs a rewall over here. Okay, you're just going to repair. Oftentimes it's better to rewall behind if you have the space behind rather than repair, because it's more cost effective, weirdly enough. I know that you're constructing something, but the construction rate is faster than the repair rate, especially on stone walls, and then you could be collecting resources while you're repairing or constructing, so you have to take that into consideration when you're doing things. Fairly certain I've played you before. Yes, he says. Oh no, red no getting in over here. The tower is going to defend another tower. That would make sense, as red opted to go for maybe a more aggressive approach than he normally would. Castle from red. This will be his opportunity to get some damage in on this Teutonic Fortress type base. Like I said, I am going to speed this up at certain periods of time, just because I know how long these games tend to go. It has about 2 minutes to get a whole bunch of damage in. I see the stables, bloodlines coming in. The bloodlines is a little bit too slow. You would like to have bloodlines before you reach castle age, because now he's not going to be producing knights for about 6 seconds, and this is a timer for red in which he's able to do damage. Would love to see a siege workshop as soon as he hits castle as well. Let's see how he is going to do. Castle age, siege workshop. Oh, He forgot the blacks. No, you don't need a blacksmith for a siege workshop because he is Khmer. Normally you would, but not for Khmer. There is the siege workshop. Nice offensive play. I think if you know that Teutonic Fortress is going to go for a super mega boom ultimate composition fortress, this is a definite good strategy to implement. And sure enough, here are the 4 TCs, and once he has enough stone, he's going to place the castle right in the middle of this. And isn't that a beautiful, beautiful formation, to say the least? Red, you gotta go now. Where is your mangoes? Where is your knights? Ooh, nice job. A whole bunch of damage. Needs to probably get his own siege workshop, a tower. Garrison. Oh, ouch. Big hits on those, but there's 4 TCs, double shooting on those knights. The knights not having the +2 yet, so they're taking quite a bit of damage. Once the +2 armor comes in, it'll be significantly better, and they can kind of stay under these TCs for a longer period of time. But if you're getting triple shot, tower, TC, and second TC, that's still not great in terms of arrows that you are taking. I'm trying to make this more exciting than it already is. It's plenty exciting, in my opinion. I love the approach here from Red, and I'm surprised that Teutonic Fortress is able to just hold so well against this. Normally he would go for the castle in the center, but opting for towers and keeps in order to keep himself safe. That was a good push. It was quite a good push for 1100 elo, and quite fast. Now you might be thinking, oh, Teutonic Fortress is probably like an a-hole like you are, Poop Lord, and he's probably being sarcastic or yada 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 blah 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 blah. No, he's not. He's actually genuinely a kind individual, and I think he actually does mean that. That is a very, very aggressive castle. Wait, let's just slow it down. Can he see that tower? He cannot. So if he did know that that tower was there, he probably wouldn't go for this. And now another tower is being constructed. That's a lot of knights. 19 knights running in over here. How are the keeps going to hold up? I would assume relatively well. He needs to garrison more of these. That castle is very, very aggressive here on the front. Wants to end this game before Teutonic Fortress gets to that ultimate composition. Defensive castle now being constructed. It's a race to imp. Get up to imp! Because once they are imp, they can start trubbing down the opponent's castle. There come the rams. Here come the rams, little darling. It's alright. Do. I don't think I've ever seen a Teutonic Fortress game in which this much pressure is applied to him this early on. That's so many knights. That's so many rams coming in. Will he be able to hold, or will this be a fold? Is this how you stop the Teutonic Fortress? Another thing that I really like about Teutonic Fortress is he just sends me in games that are good. Win or lose, he is the judge who chooses what he sends in. The knight number is really reducing now. Should maybe be able to get some of those rams down with the villagers. Nice petard shot, and the castle will just barely stay up with 200 HP. Dang, son. Dang. That is such a close castle save. Now with all these villagers repairing, it will stay up. I think it even ranges some of these villagers over here. That's hilarious. These villagers are dying from the opponent. These don't want to be over here. That's for sure in the range of that castle. Imp on the horizon. It looks like red before Teutonic. And that could be a Titanic for him if a large number of trebs do come out. Still producing from 5 TCs. So no imp for Teutonic Fortress anytime soon. Oh, but oh my god. This is why I love Teutonic Fortress so much. So he just filled up the guy. I should have talked about this probably. Filled up this front castle with tons and tons of petards from both castles. And instead of going imp, he's just taking it down with petards. Bada boom! And Red was going to do the same thing, but he only has 1 castle production, so he's significantly slower. It takes about 8 petards to take out a castle, but all 8 petards have to hit. So normally I go for about 12 to get that down. I hope those numbers are correct. Otherwise, somebody please correct me on that. There is Imp though, and a castle. This is a very good push from him. A whole bunch of siege rams would also be very, very effective. I think as there's no defensive siege workshops from him, that was a solid push. Solid. 1 minute to do damage once more. This castle needs to be up before Imperial Age is reached. Whole bunch of trebs need to come out and take this down. Knows now about this castle. He's going to build a Treb. Teutonic is one of the only people who I know who does this. He builds the Treb pocket so that his Trebs can be here safely. If your opponent has something like knights or melee units, it's very, very advantageous to have these kind of pockets so that your Trebs can't be reached and you can easily take down the opponent's stuff. Because what Teutonic could do, he can make a whole bunch of petards or something in nature and then snipe the enemy Trebs that are shooting down his castle. But his opponent can't snipe down his Trebs because of this little pocket. He would first have to go through the wall, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. I think you get the basic idea. No surprising, Treb on the horizon, 2 castles, going to be producing in 10 seconds from Meow. Here come the petards. Oh, I love this debate. I love the debate of the villager actually taking up the arrow fire to have, oh my god. This man might not be the fastest of players, but he definitely is a memer, so he knows what is up. So he gets the castle fire with this villager so that these 5 petards can now run into the castle and give him a huge advantage in the upcoming Treb war. Red actually needs to recognize this and send a lot of these villagers forward to repair this castle. Imp now from both players, Trebs being produced from both players, Scorpions, they might be able to reach the Trebs actually that will be placed over here. Needs to get the unique tech crenellations to increase that range of the castle to insanity and beyond. I think crenellations gives +2. Only 1 villager repairing, that's not enough. Need some more villagers on that castle as well, would be very, very swell. And look at this, already significantly damaged, down to 3,000, 2,500, about 2,000 HP. Even if it was 1 castle versus 1 castle, I think Teutonic Fortress would have won this Treb war just due to that petard play. See ya! See ya! And now it is not favorable to be in Red's position. Goes for the petards on the wall. The Treb pocket even paying off. This is absolutely delightful to see. It's not so much difference, is it? I mean, 67 villagers to 61, but who would you rather be in this situation? I know who I would rather be. I would rather be Teutonic Fortress because this is his preferred style of play. All of the buildings on the front are going to get taken down. Would be wonderful if he could get some relics for the long-term gold in a 1v1. That is the only way to get infinite gold, is by means of... He just resigns. Oh, he can't handle. He cannot handle. Oh my god, it's the previous game that weighed down on him. That he was like, yeah, I tried. He is up 12 villagers. 45 minutes. He's up 12 villagers. 45 minutes in. And he just flips the table. That's the effect that Teutonic Fortress has on people. Because he will play this to infinity. I love you to infinity. Yeah. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. A really, really enjoyable Teutonic Fortress game. Every single time I see a Teutonic Fortress game, I think to myself, I hope it's not going to be the same as something that I've already seen in the past. And every single time It never ceases to impress me. Every single time. It is interesting. It is fun. It is unique. I can see the learning experience that Teutonic Fortress is experiencing and how he has improved by means of his strategy with time. However, his APMs, let's take a look at his APMs. We can actually see that now. His APMs are not very fast. Look at that. Look at how much higher Gray was than... Wait! Teutonic Fortress has the faster APMs? This kid! Freaking fraud! Throw him in the slammer. No, 40 is not super fast, but wow! Red made all of that work with 25. I thought for sure Teutonic Fortress was going to have the lower APMs because I know him kind of as a lower APM player. Good for him. Maybe also even improving his APM. Let's go! Memes, and dreams. Keep on walking. Poop Lord out.